Hey, this is James. I'm the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country, and I am so glad you are here. Today, we're going to talk about conference realignment, the portal, recruiting, and looking forward to watching. I believe Oklahoma State has a basketball game coming up against Virginia Tech. So, I don't know why it keeps doing that. My iPad. First things first. Yeah, several people have left, but I am very happy that Justin Wright from Tulsa, who plays linebacker, is coming from Tulsa to Oklahoma State. So the world is not coming to an end. Our coaches are out there recruiting players. They're talking to guys in the portal that they think are going to be a good fit for Oklahoma State. So we're going to be just fine. Does it hurt that we lost Mason Cobb? Yeah, it does. Does it hurt that we lost Trace Ford and Dominic Richardson and Spencer Sanders? Yes. But honestly, I think Ollie Gordon has a higher upside than Dominic Richardson. I really do. I think Ollie Gordon is the future running back, and he really broke out. His breakout game was against West Virginia. And that's what I expected to see earlier. But it took him a while to get used to the offense, and I think he'll be fine. So here's the thing about conference realignment. I've seen all kinds of videos out there saying that this could happen and that could happen. And I've seen multiple videos talking about these two smaller conferences merging in football only, and they're FCS conferences and they want to become FBS conferences. You know, folks, it will drive you absolutely batty if you go by rumors and innuendo until you see it on ESPN.com or FoxSports.com. There are people that are like making money on YouTube just by doing conference realignment videos. So, folks, just relax. Now, is it true, for example, that Boise State is fixing up their facilities because they would like to be a Power 5 team? Yes, that's true. It's very obvious. There's construction going on, okay? What about Memphis? Yeah, they want to be a Power 5 team. That's why they are investing $200 million into the Liberty Bowl, okay? San Diego State just got a brand new stadium, the Snapdragon Stadium, and it looks really, really good. It's not the biggest stadium in the world. It's about the same size as Baylor's, a little bit smaller, but not quite. But it looks amazing. We know that next year BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF are joining the Big 12. So for 2 years, the Big 12 will really have 14 teams. That's fact. We know that for certain. What I didn't know, you see, I'm hesitant to even repeat this because I've only saw this on one YouTube video. I thought the grant of rights for the Big 12 had been extended with the TV deal to cover up to 2031. One source, and I'm not going to say who it is, says, no, that's not true. So this person thinks that the Big 12 could be picked apart. Or the other teams might want a few, not everybody, but just a few. And So what do I know for certain? I do know that when I lived in Kansas City and I talked to Kansas fans, they want to be in the Big Ten. They feel their academics and they feel they would be a better fit in the Big Ten. I don't understand that at all. Maybe if you would say the Big Ten West, because, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa, yeah, I could see that. But Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan, no, that they're not like Kansas isn't like that. Now, what do we know for sure? Well, Kansas is going to invest $300 million plus into their football stadium. The initial drawings were made available a couple years ago under Les Miles before he got in trouble and everything that he did at LSU came to light and he had to resign. So that's a possibility, but it's nothing that we can control. What you got to do is trust Brett Yormark, to the Big 12 commissioner, to go out there and try to get additional sources of revenue to add to the Big 12 TV package. We got a pretty good TV package. It's not quite as good as the SEC or the Big 10, but it is better than the ACC or the Pac-12. So if he could add a streaming service, possibly either Amazon or Apple, that would take maybe tier 3 games, possibly, I don't know if there is such a thing as a tier 4 game, but just to take some of the games that aren't going to be on the big television and put them on there, that could lead to another, if you, granted, for 2 years you're going to have 14 teams, but once OU and Texas leave, you're back down to 12. If you signed a television deal with a streaming service and they were to, just to make the math simple, give you $120 million a year, and they get to cover 2 games a week. Okay? But think about it. Fox will cover a game. ESPN will cover a game or 2. So, I mean, the most Fox is going to cover is maybe one or 2. ESPN will do 1 or 2. So you got 2 to 4 games on television. So you got 2 more for certain, possibly 3, that an Amazon or an Apple or somebody, I know some of them are going to be on ESPN Plus, but if you gave 1 or 2 games to either Amazon or Apple, then if they, for an additional $120 million, then that would give each team another $10 million. Or let's just say we said, all right, you get to cover 1 game a week and the TV deal is worth $60 million. So then each team in the Big 12 would get $5 million extra on top of the TV deal we already have. I mean, that's better than nothing, in my opinion. What I would do is I would offer the streaming service and then I would offer the replay. Because if someone chooses to not get cable, but they've got Amazon and they can't watch the game live, but they could watch the replay of it the next day, some fans would probably go for that. Either way, realignment's going to calm down for a while. It could pop back up again. No doubt about it. It very well could. But I'm just telling fans, hey, let's just pump the brakes. Let's relax. Let's calm down. Signing day isn't until December 21st, okay? It's only the 9th, okay? It's only the 9th of December. We've got 12 recruits. Ladarius Webb out of Mississippi. He's defensive back, 5'10", 180. You got Gage Staniland, who's an offensive tackle out of Texas. He's 6'5", 290. I mean, that's a good-sized guy. That's what you want on your offensive line. Hunter, I think it's Kaak, Kaak. He's a kicker. He's out of Melbourne. That's exactly what we need. Is something similar to what we just unfortunately lost due to injury. I'm not even going to try to. I think his last name is Utu, but he's a linebacker. He's 6'1", 205. He's out of Texas. All right. We lost a couple linebackers in the portal. We're getting a couple linebackers in recruiting. So, yeah, Cameron Hurd, who's a wide receiver out of Houston. He's 6 foot, 155. I'm not worried that he's smaller. A year or two under Rob Glass, and he'll be fine. Dylan Smith, defensive back out of Aubrey, Texas, 6 foot, 170. You got Ricky Lolhea out of Euless, Texas. He's a defensive end, 6'4", 250. It stinks that Trace Ford isn't going to be with us anymore, but we're getting new players to come in. Jacoby Sanders, he's definitely, I remember like a week ago, Robert Allen did a radio interview with him. 6'3", 285, great athlete. And he could, after a year with Rob Glass, he could easily be over 300 pounds. So, Jake Dean is an offensive lineman out of Tucson. We went into Tucson, home of Arizona, and took a recruit out of Tucson. Think about that one. But he's 6'6", but he's only 266, so he obviously could put weight on. Cameron Franklin, he's an athlete out of Oak Grove, Louisiana. He's 6'3", 187. I don't know much about him. Sounds like a defensive back to me, but. And then Jaden Foreman, who's another defensive end out of Del City. He's 6'3", 250. So we have athletes coming in. And there's only 12 on here. Since the portal, we lost a few players. We can now recruit more. We knew, let's put it this way. I knew ahead of time, because of Robert Allen, that this recruiting class was going to be small. Well, now due to the portal, we can recruit more freshmen. Get them in here. Get kids in here that want to be at Oklahoma State. And we're going to be fine. And here's the weird thing. That's funny. Zane Hodges isn't on this list. I know he's still... Oh, Zane Flores. I skipped him. My bad. I keep wanting to call him Zane Hodges. Zane Flores is quarterback out of Gretna, Nebraska. 6'4", 195. Yeah, he needs to put some weight on. But I did what Robert asked me to do. I called in the show. He said, watch Zane Flores. He is the future of Oklahoma State at quarterback. Guy's got a cannon for an arm. He's very accurate. This is like Zach Rudolph or Brandon Whedon level of quarterback. So I'm very, very, very happy. And as long as we can keep Nebraska from stealing him, we'll be in good shape. So that's what's going on. I would just tell Oklahoma State fans, relax. Let the dust settle. Let our coaches go out there and recruit. Let's fill up this recruiting class. I'm hoping that by the 21st that we'll have 20 people on that list instead of just 12. We need more people, obviously. So, if you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. Oh yeah, I wanted to make one more point, and it's kind of obvious. USA Today even had an article about our strength and conditioning coach, Rob Glass. But the bottom line with Oklahoma State, and the reason that Mike Gundy has been so successful, is because of Rob Glass. Okay? Rob Glass takes 2-star recruits, makes them into 3-star players. He takes 3-star recruits, makes them into 4-star players. And I do believe that as long as Rob Glass is on Gundy's staff, we are going to have success at Oklahoma State. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I know that your time is valuable, and I just want to say thank you. And as always, go Pokes. I hope you have a good weekend. Bye.